Greetings. In this video, we are going to look into the word-to-word meaning and commentary on the famous Mrityunjaya mantra. So let us start with an introduction so as to get a clearer picture on the origins of this famous mantra. So this is part of the Vedas, and therefore we should have a brief introduction on the Vedas to understand the origins or the essence of this mantra itself. So the Vedas are literally the cosmic data, cosmic knowledge, which is reverberating as the very universe. The entire cosmos, creation, universe existence is an amalgamation of vibrations. In that state, the entire cosmos is just reverberation of sound, energy. The ancient sages, with intense penance, activated non-mechanical parts within their brains that enabled them to perceive these truths in the form of sounds, the truths of the cosmos, all forms of knowledge of the cosmos, which they downloaded in the forms of sounds, which they heard as mantras. These sounds which they downloaded had particular characteristics. For example, they had fixed intonations or swaras. The high pitch and down pitch flow in which the sounds reverberate. They were also received in particular lengths, which we refer to as meters. That is why the Vedas were only transmitted and taught through oral recitation. Because in order to realize the particular truth of the cosmos, we have to reproduce the vibration that corresponds to it. The Vedas were not composed, they were not formed with thinking or anything to do with the thought process. They were literally downloaded, heard and realized from the depths of the heart. So the only way to learn the Vedas is through recitation and meditation upon these very sounds that enables one to realize the essence of these Vedas within their hearts. Having that said, this mantra is found in the Rig Veda, the 7th mandala, 59th sukta, and it occurs as the 12th rig or 12th verse to say. It also finds place in the Taittiriya Samhita of the Krishna Yajurveda. The downloader, the sage who actually received this particular portion of the Vedas, which we refer to as the Mrityunjaya mantra, is the very well-known Rishi Vasishtha Maitra Varumi, the sage Vasishtha. Now, the mantra itself is recited as accordance to a particular intonation rule which has to be followed, which is lacking in many of the famous compositions or recitations done today, which you find in YouTubes and CDs, in which the mantra is actually sung. The Vedas cannot be sung, and even if they are sung in a particular rule. So the actual way to actually recite this mantra, as per the Rig Veda foremostly, would be Om Tryambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamritaat. And the mantra is also recited as per the Krishna Yajurveda, like Tryambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamritaat. So let us go into the word-to-word meaning of this verse. the breakdown. Tri, which means three, literally. Ambakam, which means eyes. So in reference to the three-eyed one, Lord Shiva, who has three eyes, the third eye, right, is referred to as a third. So having the third eye, he is one who has three eyes. Yajamahe, which means worship through sacrifice, so as to say, literally, to worship. So we worship the three-eyed one. Su Gandhim, Su, which means excellent, and Gandhim, which means smelling, fragrance. So that which has a good fragrance. Pushti Vardhanam, Pushti, which means to nourish. The sound push itself is in reference to nourishment. And Vardhanam, which means enhancer. Urvarukam, which means cucumber. Iva, which means just like or alike. Bandhanat, which means from bondage. Mrityoho, which means from death. Mukshiya means to liberate. Ma, which means do not. Amritat, which means from immortality. Amrita, which means immortality. So Amritat meaning from immortality. So the overall meaning, the superficial meaning would be, let us worship the three-eyed God who has an excellent fragrance, which is increasing the nourishment. So fragrance can mean all pervasiveness, because fragrance, smell, travels beyond the boundary of space. So it can mean all pervasive. Let us say you lit an incense stick in your room, you'll have that smell pervading the entire space. So it refers to the all-pervasive nature of Godhood, which increases our nourishment to our spiritual being, which enlightens us, which develops our inner core to realize. Now, Urvarukam. So just as a cucumber ripens and effortlessly frees itself from its stalk, do we also progress, mature in our consciousness and attain enlightenment. Now, cucumber comes in the picture because most fruits drop off their plant when they are ripe. In other words, the fruit sort of makes the effort to be free. In the case of cucumber, however, the plant releases its hold on the cucumber when it is ripe itself, effortlessly. The cucumber drops once it's mature effortlessly. So here we invoke Lord Shiva, who is all pervasive, to nourish our state of spirituality so that we mature in our consciousness. And when we are mature enough, we effortlessly leave all bondages that bind us to the materialistic world and attain enlightenment. Mrityor Mukshiya. And when that happens, we definitely free ourselves from immortality. Because in the state of self-realization, we realize that we are not the body and the mind. We are Atma, we are pure consciousness. Pure consciousness does not have a birth or death. That is what we refer to as God, Atma, consciousness, anything you may call it. So in that complete realization that one is the self, one is God, one is Atma, there is no mortality, because death is only something which is bound to the body or mind, but not to the real self. This is what the mantra generally means. But of course, to realize the essence of the mantra, mere contemplation on the meanings may not be enough. One has to recite and meditate upon it in accordance to the correct pronunciations, swaras, rhythms, and many other rules which are attached with Vedic recitation. Again, in summary, so we worship the three-eyed one who is all pervasive, who nourishes, who feeds and matures our consciousness such that we effortlessly attain enlightenment to realize that we do not have that. The real nature of our Atma, which is us, which is verily us, is never born to actually die. Thank you for watching.